boxes, boxes, and more boxes. Hi, this is Roy from Bootsy's Sweetheart's Guide to Life and Other Disappointing Experiences, talking about boxes. Think outside the box? Think inside the box. Well, as crafters, we think about the box. Instead of throwing all these boxes away, make some gift boxes. This video will show you my first attempt at, at a fabric-covered crazy quilt box. Please stay with me and see how I did this. Well, if your household is like ours, you get a lot of boxes now with shopping online, and especially during the pandemic when we are avoiding stores. So I have boxes of all sizes, really much bigger than this, although I don't need much bigger for what I need. The inspiration or the motivation for this was that I'm starting to mail out things in small boxes, and I don't want to pay for the cardboard when I have it already. So this produces a whole bunch of cardboard. Here are some other works in progress. What I do is take the boxes apart and then just haphazardly cut them into squares and rectangles, approximate sizes of things that I know I may have to ship out or give as gifts or happy mail. This makes it much easier when I'm looking for a box, and I've tried this with Lori, shipping her something in one of my boxes, and I was able to put it in one of the priority envelopes, and it held up very well. So my thinking was, well, rather than just have a recycled box like this one where I painted it, ooh, it's always a surprise, why not make the box part of the gift, part of the package, and not just, and since it's holding up, I thought that's a good project to work on and save us some money and maybe save a tree or so. I don't know. We'll save a tree. So after I take the boxes apart, I cut them into various sizes. I have some plans for the sizes, and I'm using an X-Acto knife or a utility knife box cutter. I tried scissors and the rotary cutters. They're just not as good on this heavier cardboard. And I'm using an old plastic ruler. I don't use a metal ruler. It kind of dulls the blade a little bit. And the metal rulers are very, very thin. So one time the blade slipped off. It didn't get hurt, but the potential was there, so I gave up on that. I leave about a 3/8 of an inch difference in size between the top and the bottom. It all depends on how you're going to cover the box. If you're going to paint it, decoupage it with paper or fabric. Fabric, of course, is going to make it thicker, so you'll need a little more clearance. And then I save all those pieces. Putting them together, I could use glue, I could use tape, and in this case I'm using hot glue because I need immediate gratification. And it's strong. It needs to be reinforced, of course, with whatever you're covering, and that strengthens it even more. And here I'm gluing to the outside of the bottom. It just seems to be easier to control. Then you glue all four sides, let it sit for a minute. I'll reinforce on this one. I'm going to reinforce with some tape on the corners. This was one of my first tries, so I wasn't sure how strong the corners would be. And you don't need a lot of glue because there's going to be more things added to it. The hot glue tool. I used some of the tacky, quick dry tacky glue, that works as well too. And I'm sure there's other glues that can work. Sorry, we're a little off frame here. This is ordinary masking tape. I'd prefer if I would get some of the paper packing tape. It's a little thinner. This won't show on fabric. It will show probably if you decoupage. You'll see the edge of the tape. So that should be taken into consideration. And this is a lot of fun, by the way. I mean, making boxes. The next part is applying, for me, the fabric is the funnest. New word, funnest. Having a lot of fun going through my stash of tiny scraps. I'm cutting them a little smaller because the box is small. I'm going to try one with bigger pieces of fabric and see how that goes. Here I'm using a not serrated, pinking blade on my fabric cutter, on the rotary cutter. I also have pinking shears. I have my mother's pinking shears. They probably were bought in the early 1940s. I'm trying to get them sharpened by a fella. We actually have a knife sharpening shop near me. And I tried some Elmer's glue. Warning, warning, warning. I added a little water to the Elmer's glue to thin it out, so one, it stayed tacky longer, and two, the fabric sopped up and really absorbed the glue. But what it did do, as it dried, it puckered the fabric. It was a nice look. Actually, it's a nice look, but it's not the look I was going for. So I don't recommend Elmer's glue for very thin material fabric. The other thing is I may have actually put too much glue on. I don't think the cardboard bubbled, but I think the fabric got a little bubbly. That's another very important crafting word, bubbly. So continue to put the fabric on. You can see that I'm kind of an earth tones person. I love the browns and the greens together, and the oranges and siennas. So you continue to do this and wrap it around. Another mistake I think I made is you really want to go over the top edge. You see, I came back now to fix that edge. Here I'm using Mod Podge. Mod Podge really worked well, and when I was done with all the fabric, I did an outside coat of the Mod Podge, and I was really happy with the Mod Podge. You know, it's a little expensive, but it really did the trick. I was very happy with how it looked, and I could still even adjust some of the fabric after it was sort of tacky by the Elmer's glue, by the school glue. But I'm a fan of Mod Podge for this kind of stuff. So you continue to do the tacking down the little edges. Now comes for the cover lining for the base and the top. You see there it fits well. I have about this was about a 3/8 inch difference between the top and the bottom of the box. Excuse me. Now the clever way I had learned this, I don't know when. These are not exactly measured rectangles now because we've covered it with fabric. So to get a piece that's as close to exact, I cut 4 pieces of diagonal from a piece of paper, squeeze them into the corner. I'm going to make a template. I'm sure this is not rocket science, but I'm always impressed when I see things that work this well. And Scotch tape, or any kind of tape you want, and keep it pushed into the corner so it's as exact as you can make it. And there I have a template. Marking where the template should line up because it's not going to be symmetrical. So close pin on the box and an arrow on the template. I found some nice felt, brown felt, that I'm making the bottom and the top lining with. And this is an acrylic synthetic felt. I decided to use also the school glue for this, because I have so much of it I may as well use it up. And the felt is thicker, so it's a lot more forgiving. And all you do is pin it, cut it, and you can adjust the fabric, the felt. It's, like I said, forgivable, so it moves. It's forgiving, so it moves. Now I'm going to cut out another one, so I put the pin back so I know where it lines up. And there I have the top and the bottom lining. And I'll do a piece for the very bottom of the box as well. Yeah, and here I'm going to use the Elmer's glue. It's doesn't matter here so much. It didn't affect the fabric at all. I'll glue it up good. My goal is to fill these with my little itsy bitsy things that I make, and sell them and give them away as gifts, to be used as embellishments on other projects. They're kinds of things I do. They're good for journaling, they're good for handbags, they're good for headbands, they put them on clothing, jeans, and there we go. I was happy with this. Then of course you gotta gild the lily. I have that box of crochet chains that I keep. So rather than put lace on this one, next one will have lace. I decided to just trim the edges with this crochet chain. It worked out well. Again, the hot glue is great. Love the hot glue. This is a very fine tip on this glue gun, so you can leave a very fine tip and you don't get as many spider webs. I got this through Stacey Evans on the Pink Poodle Playground. She has a link for where you can buy this fine tipped glue gun. I have a bigger glue gun with a little bit bigger tip, not much, but it's very big and bulky. It's like more for a shop than a craft room. I picked up the spatula from Dollar Tree and my Silpat mat that's supposed to be for baking, but it works great for hot glue. So here it is with the edge embellishment, and I put the bottom on it, and I'm very pleased with it. I wound up also, as you see, putting the crochet edging around the bottom too, just to finish it off so it looks tailored. And then just for fun, I'm gluing a little embellishment on the top. This is a crochet flower that I made, and I'll have a video on this particular flower coming up in the future. They're the second easiest that I do. Maybe it's the first easiest. But they're so simple, and they make a project look a little bit extra special. So I hot glued that down. You cannot see the hot glue. And then of course, as I'm looking at it, I'm saying, this needs something else. So I found an old button and put that in the center of the flower. And we have a nice, elegant box to put something in. I'm storing my its and bits in there. So when I look up on the shelf, I say, Crazy Quilt, that's where the little tiniest pieces of fabric are. Cute. Yes? Agree? I hope? Let me stuff some of that stuff back in. I have so many pieces of fabric. Oh my goodness, I have a lot of fabric pieces. So this is my first attempt at a shipping box. Now this is designed to go in one of those bags from the post office. Well, thank you for viewing my video. I hope you enjoyed some of the banter and my approach to using up some of this wonderful cardboard and making an elegant box. Thank you again very much, and stay safe, stay smart, stay healthy, and bye for now.